You must have seen this diminutive footballer weave his magic on the football field for years now. How good is he? Let's take a look at the exhilarating life and career of Bernardo Silva. Consider subscribing to our channel. It's free and helps us a ton. Thanks. Born on 10th August 1994 in Lisbon, Portugal, Bernardo took to football at a very young age. While young Bernardo dreamed of a successful career at Benfica's youth academy, his parents, Paulo Henrique, an engineer, and Mario Joao, an instructor at a local school, were keen on ensuring he had a solid educational background to rely on. Maria da Luz, a humanities teacher and Silva's coordinator for 3 years, said, quote, "He was a regular boy, a common teenager with a lot of passion for football. It was always the main thing of his life. His objective was always football. His academic idea, football. He did not plan anything else. His parents, yes, they did plan, but he did not." End quote. Da Luz explained, quote, "His parents were very cooperative with school and were very demanding of Bernardo. They wanted him to be a good student and a good person, wanted him well-formed and shaped intellectually." End quote. Bernardo joined Benfica's academy at the tender age of 7 and took to football like fish to water. He made his debut for Benfica B in a Segunda Liga match against Trofense on 10th August 2013 at the age of 19 and never looked back. The same year, he made his senior debut for Benfica on 19th October 2013 in a 2013-14 Taça de Portugal third round 1-0 away victory against Campeonato Nacional de Senhores club CD Saint Fines. Coming off the bench in the 80th minute, he was part of Benfica's domestic treble winning team of the 2013-14 season, though he only played 31 minutes across 3 matches. The 2014-15 season saw Bernardo sign with AS Monaco on a year-long loan deal. Midway through the season, in January 2015, it was announced that Bernardo had been sold to Monaco with his sports and economic rights for around 15 million euros. Within a year of his senior debut, Bernardo had moved on from his home country to pastures anew. His first season in France was a reasonable success. He scored 9 goals in 32 appearances in his first Ligue 1 season, scoring a total of 10 in 45 appearances across competitions. However, his true breakout season was the 2016-17 season. He played 58 games across all competitions in this season, scoring 11 goals while assisting 12. More importantly, he was instrumental in Monaco winning the Ligue 1 this season alongside Mbappe and Radamel Falcao. They also performed impressively in the Champions League and domestic cups, reaching the semi-finals of Coupe de France while being runners-up in Coupe de la Ligue. His performance in the round of 16 against Manchester City drew special praise. It also drew the attention of Manchester City gaffer Pep Guardiola and his backroom staff. They spurred into action and signed Silva in a deal of around reported 50 million euros. So, from making his senior debut in 2013 to signing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, all in a span of just over 3 years, Silva was destined for greatness. On 1st July 2017, Bernardo Silva officially joined Manchester City. He had a middling first season, but still showed glimpses of his quality in what proved to be a record-breaking season for Manchester City. City ended up with a century of points to win the Premier League and also won the EFL Cup. Silva made 53 appearances across all competitions, and while he did not set the world on fire, he did show his versatility, playing different positions throughout the season. He ended up with 9 goals and 10 assists across all competitions, 6 of those goals and 4 of those assists coming in the Premier League. The 2018-19 season saw Silva really come into his own. Allowed to play more centrally this season, he showed his abilities in spades. Kevin De Bruyne had to miss the majority of the season through injury, which meant Silva grabbed the opportunity to play centrally with both hands. He was instrumental in City sweeping the domestic trophies, winning the Premier League in a hotly contested title run, the FA Cup, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. He scored 7 goals and provided 7 assists in the league in 36 appearances. He was particularly effective in the Champions League, scoring 4 in 8 appearances even if City failed to progress beyond the quarterfinals. Across all competitions, Bernardo ended up with 13 goals and 12 assists in 51 appearances. His fantastic performances through the season earned him a place in the PFA Team of the Year, and he also won the Manchester City Player of the Season, voted by the fans. The 2019-20 season saw Silva score his first hat-trick for Manchester City against Watford in an 8-0 rout. Shortly after, though, he was accused of being racist against Benjamin Mendy in a tweet that likened the player's appearance to that of a dark-skinned advertising mascot, despite Mendy saying that he wasn't offended. Silva was banned for 1 match and fined £50,000 for the tweet. The FA said that Silva did not intend the post to be insulting or in any way racist. Silva was also nominated as one of the 30 candidates for Ballon d'Or in October 2019. Manchester City did not hit their usual highs as they finished the season second, 18 points behind Liverpool. Silva's overall performances dipped as well as he finished the season with 8 goals and 10 assists in 52 appearances across all competitions. City were back on top in the 2021 season, but Silva's playing time was reduced. He started only 24 games in the Premier League and overall made only 45 appearances across all competitions. He was more prominently used in the Champions League compared to the Premier League, where he started 11 of the 13 games played, including the Champions League final. City ended up with the Premier League title but failed to win the Champions League. The 2021-22 season began with a bombshell when Pep revealed that Bernardo Silva wanted to leave the club. He was reportedly unhappy in Manchester, and suitors were already circling as Atletico Madrid and AC Milan were both reportedly interested in signing him. However, it did not deter Silva from putting in impressive performances throughout the season as Manchester City once again triumphed in the league. On 24th November 2021, Silva became the first player in the Champions League to register a 100% passing rate, being named man of the match as he provided an assist for Gabriel Jesus in City's 2-1 home win against Paris Saint-Germain in a Champions League group stage match to ensure City's qualification to the round of 16. Manchester City reached the semi-finals of the Champions League. Silva made an impact in both legs of the semi-final with a goal in the first leg and an assist in the second. However, City fell to Real Madrid in the cruelest of fashions in the second leg at Santiago Bernabeu. He finished the season with 13 goals and 7 assists across all competitions and 50 appearances. This was also the season where Silva was an ultimate utility player, playing all sorts of position from right wing to central midfield to false 9. Such was his versatility. The 2022-23 season yet again began with uncertainty around Bernardo Silva. Both Barcelona and PSG were hoping to lure the unsettled midfielder from Manchester. Amidst all this, Bernardo Silva signed a contract extension till the summer of 2026. Despite all the uncertainty surrounding him, the season proved to be very fruitful for Bernardo and City. Manchester City continued the domination in the league, winning a 3rd consecutive Premier League title and the 5th in the last 6 seasons. Bernardo's versatility was yet again evident throughout the season as he played everywhere, including defensive mid and, at one point, left wing back. He was particularly great in the Champions League. One of the greatest performances of his life came against Real Madrid in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final at the Etihad, where in an exhilarating display of football in the first half, Manchester City annihilated Real Madrid thanks to a brace from Bernardo Silva. City eventually defeated Real Madrid 4-0, 5-1 on aggregate. City went on to do the unthinkable, doing the Premier League, the FA Cup and the Champions League treble. Silva had yet another great season, finishing with 7 goals and 8 assists in 55 appearances across all competitions, but more importantly, finishing as a continental treble winner. At the time of the making of this video, Manchester City is still fighting on 2 fronts and still in with a chance for a domestic league and FA Cup double. Bernardo Silva has yet again been one of the most important cogs in the City wheels. having scored 11 goals and providing 5 assists in all competitions thus far. He was also instrumental in City winning the FIFA Club World Cup. City's Champions League campaign ended in disappointment, going out to Real Madrid on penalties. Silva proved to be the hero and the villain as he scored in the first leg at Santiago Bernabeu, but had his tame penalty saved in the penalty shootout after the tie ended in a draw after the 2 legs. He did redeem himself by scoring the solitary goal against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final in the dying moments, taking City to the FA Cup final. Bernardo Silva has time and time again showed that he's one of the best players of this generation. For some reason though, his club form hasn't transferred into the international arena. In his 88 international appearances, he scored 11 goals and provided 29 assists. However, he's yet to score or assist in any World Cup or Euro match. It doesn't take anything away from the quality he possesses as a player though. But what quality are we talking about? What makes Bernardo tick? How is he able to do the things he does? For starters, he has a tremendous engine and work ethic. The diminutive left-footed midfielder can run and run and run all day. His versatility is also second to none. His exceptional sense of positioning on the field allows him to excel in different positions. His work ethic also makes him a perfect Guardiola player because not only can he excel in different positions, but he can also contribute greatly in pressing and counter-pressing. He may be seen as an attacker who can play almost all the forward positions, be it a winger, a false 9 or even a 10, but he's also crucial defensively due to his great ability to press. Defensively, Silva's work rate, tenacity and ability to win duels makes him a valuable asset for the team. He's technically a very sound player who can manufacture space in tight situations. Offensively, he's a very adept runner and dribbler with a keen eye for a pass. His abilities on the ball can help unlock stubborn defenses. All in all, a technically sound, creative and versatile player with a tremendous engine who can run all day. Any team would be blessed to have a player of his caliber. As of now, Bernardo Silva is slated to be at Manchester City till at least the summer of 2026. But every summer transfer window, there are talks of him leaving for warmer places. He's already stamped his name as one of the most valuable players of this decade. We'll go as far as to say that he's a tad bit underrated, seldom talked about in the same way many other greats of this generation are talked about. He's as important to Manchester City as a De Bruyne, Haaland or Foden, if not more. He's one of the main reasons for Manchester City's recent success. We don't know if he'll stay at Manchester City beyond the current season, but we know that for however long he stays, he'll give his 110%, and any club would be more than happy to have him. Here's to many more years of his success. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked it, share if you find it worthy, and subscribe for more content like this. This is Salty Football.